Hello, everyone. My name is Oksana. It's road to Edoverse Weekly Edoverse Insider, the 85th, which delivers the news about the creation of our project Edoverse. And as usual, Tokugawa-san, could you please open
Okay, thank you, Oksana. Hello, everyone. This is Iehiro Tokugawa speaking. So this is part 4 of law in Tokugawa, Japan. Now, I must apologize for going back and forth in terms of the topic I choose. But on the first part of law in Tokugawa, Japan, I mentioned that the shogunate had a supreme court in the name of Hyōjōjō. And this was supreme because it was at the beginning, in the early years, it was presided by the shogun, and then later by the roju, so the shogun's ministers. And then it would eventually become a bureaucracy with its own staff and structure. But from time to time, the rojus, the ministers, would attend, and also the shogun would preside and listen to the court proceedings. Now, but what exactly was its function? Because, and as I mentioned, there is no idea that all men should be equal in front of the law. So this was more a coordination mechanism for the administrative organs of the shogunate. So the shogunate had so many bugyo, well, let's call them agents, and so there were 2 for the city of Edo, and then there was 1 for all the temples, which also took care of the registration of the population and so on. And then there was the controller of the currency, and then 1 in Nagasaki, 1 in Sado Island, where there were gold mines. So the function of the Hyōjōjō was to deal with cases when the jurisdictions of all these agencies overlapped, or there were cases involving high-ranking samurai and even daimyo. And there were conflicts everywhere, but it was just like that. So it's not like one private citizen could sue and sue and sue all the way up to the Supreme Court. No, that was not the case. So there was no constitution that covered the entire polity. So coordination, so solving conflicts between government organs would be the function of the Supreme Court. Yes, and then what's interesting is that those were mostly, and cases involving individuals, high-ranking samurai, these would mostly be criminal cases. Because civil cases, there was a distinction between the civil laws and then the criminal laws. But most civil cases involving commoners, and that would be like the more than 90% of the population. So the shogunate encouraged people to resolve their differences through negotiation, bargaining, and compromise. And that custom continues to this date. So it is only in the last couple of decades that Japanese have become more litigious. And up until, like 1980, people would go to the neighborhood yakuza instead of the neighborhood lawyer. People were afraid of the court, and they would rather go as the local strongman to mediate for differences. And then in Tokugawa, Japan, you did not need the yakuza. Each and every person belonged to some kind of grouping, which had a hierarchy inside, and those with higher standing would press people under their not exactly a jurisdiction but control. Shihai was the term, to make up with their neighbors or whatever opponents. Yes, at the same time, if it came to a court case, then even for civil cases, the consequences could be dire. For instance, one person sues another for debt or about ownership of land. And land was the, most of the assets were real estate back then, like in all agrarian societies. So if the person who received the letter of litigation, and then he did not show up at court within a week, then that was punishable by law, and maybe he would be chased out of his residence, and so on and so forth. So it is quite possible to create a legal drama about Tokugawa Japan, or with people living in the city of Edo, and there have been very successful samurai novels about these cases. Okay, and this is one aspect that has been pretty much forgotten in the field of historical studies regarding Tokugawa Japan. So, but it is also a very rich field to explore, both intellectually and just out of curiosity. Okay, I think that's enough for this week. Thank you, Oksana, and bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you very much, Tokugawa-san. And JJ, could you please join us? Hello.
Hi, thank you, Oksana. Hi, everybody. Today also, there's not so much update from my side because our gaming development is going quite well. I've just received some documents from Sequin Inside, which is describing the ninja game, but name is not decided yet. And I've received some kind of cute, maybe lady, not lady, cute girl who looks like a Iga Ninja and Koga Ninja. And yeah, we just proceed to define the details of the gaming, and then yeah, just discuss with Iehiro-san and the Sequin team to proceed our 3 types of mini games anyway. So by this year end, process is going quite well. And then yeah, if there's any good news or good update from my side, then I'll let you know. By the way, the world is changing every day, every second. So I've seen some news last night and then shaking. So anyway, we all hope to have some, peaceful world. Anyway, yeah. Hope to make it settled down quite soon. Yeah. Anyway, in Edoverse, I play for that from Edoverse. Thank you so much. That's enough.
I hope in real world and Edoverse, both.
Of course, definitely. That's why we are working on that. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. And Martin, hello. Could you please join us? Hello, Martin. Are you here?
Hi. Yeah, I think this is a great thing. The kanji character, the Chinese character that's often used to represent Japan is wa, which means peace. So I do think that peace is a very important part of the Japanese identity. Obviously, there's a history based in this very warlike culture of samurai and feudalism that Tokugawa-san is so familiar with, and it's fascinating to us, partly because it's so alien to us. We live in a society where, fortunately, I mean, for us, right now, we're kind of insulated from the violence that was always a feature of societies in the past. So yeah, to see it rear its ugly head again over recent years has been very disturbing for a lot of us. But I don't know if you saw also in the news that Japan has volunteered to kind of mediate in the war that's happening in Ukraine. And I do think that the Japanese nation has a very special place in the United Nations of being a nation that is very committed to peace, that it has it written into its constitution, and you can see the attitude of the population is also very peace and pacifism oriented. So yeah, I think that's something that we could play on in the development of the Edoverse, because it was a time of harmony, and the Tokugawa shogunate was able to create this peaceful period where society really flourished, and we can see there was a very rich culture with absolutely fascinating period in history. But yeah, it stands in contrast to Sengoku Jidai and these other kind of warring eras. So I think it can put people this kind of retreat to a peaceful place where maybe sometimes you can play as a samurai, but we're gonna have social interactions, these games that are kind of whimsical and maybe a bit of intrigue and the politics and all that kind of stuff. So I think, it's going to be a great alternative to combat and conflict-focused online experiences. One that's a lot more focused on, harmony and dialogue and social interaction. So they are dark times indeed, and I, like you guys, also pray for peace. And if there's anything that the nation of Japan can do to mediate in any of these disputes, that would be something we could all be very proud of. But in terms of our little contribution, there we go. We've got potentially peaceful environment for people to escape from the dark news that's going around at the moment. So that's my contribution for this week.
Yes, thank you very much, Martin. And yes, Shunta, do you have any news for us?
Thank you, Oksana. Tomorrow, on the 10th, we will stream the Monthly Insider. And this time, we have many exciting new information to share. We can expect details on how to play 3 minigames, and a sneak peek of the Edoverse official VTuber avatars in action, and even fresh sales information regarding mystery box NFTs. As we approach the release, specific game details will also revealed. And please looking forward to the live streaming. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shunta. And Dominic, could you please sum up today's session?
Yeah. Tomorrow, the Monthly Insider will be very, very interesting and exciting for us. That many things are coming up just from our October session. Another 2 months to go now. So the Edoverse is going to launch definitely just the end of December. We will see that 3 simple games and also the 3D Edo City. Yeah, it's of course part of the things that Edo Castle and the city just in the 3D space. So. And then we're going to have an expo will be held just on the start from the 25th. I think that'll be the more big event. Then they're coming into the expos and then enjoy Edoverse just before the launch. So and the many things now I think our team is very busy just to finalizing everything. I hope that we can just make very soon that we see that the very exciting game in the future. And also the Fortnite team is also they're working very well. So we will see that the second version of the Fortnite games, which is still there, the confidential, the content is confidential, but it's going to be a very exciting game. And also the VTubers, we see the VTubers, they're appearing. So for the Edoverse, and then our promotion is actually now start, and then I want actually spread the Edoverse to join the Edoverse from the world. Of course, there the 260 years peace was actually Edo period in the past in Japan, and I hope that I think in the world that the peace should be here in the real world too. Of course, Ukraine, and also this time that I think the Middle East is slide too. So many things happening in this uncertain world, but hope that we can just make a peaceful Edoverse just in the future. Thank you very much.
And thank you everybody for very warm, optimistic words. We need some light and hope now, indeed, and I hope also Edoverse will be part of this hope for the whole world. So, and we will meet at Monthly Insider tomorrow, right? So we will meet you there. So goodbye.